We are back with the wonderful, the delightful, the very entertaining Jimmy Turrell, whom I just had to ask, how do you pronounce your surname? Because I've only ever seen it in print.
You put a bit of a French spin on that there. Turrell.
Oui, Turrell.
Yeah. I can't get actually a way of saying it. When I'm in France, it's the only French I know. Je m'appelle Jimmy Turrell.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No,
I don't know why, but that's really, made me blush. Right, okay.
What else do I know? Nothing else. Ou à la station. That's it.
Oh, oui. Je m'appelle Katia Cowan. Oui. Oh, gosh. Anybody who's in France are going to think, good God, the English trying to speak French again. You know, I was in a restaurant once and the waiter just got really impatient with me and said, just speak English.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I love Paris, but like if you don't speak French when you cross there, you kind of get the look, you get that little look like, come on, do better.
Make an effort.
Make an effort, exactly. I get it.
Now, I love that I've brought up your surname because, Anthony Burrell. I always call him Anthony Burrell. And every time I see him, I'm always like, how do I say your name again? And he's always like, however you want. Yeah. And then he does a little chuckle.
Well, weirdly enough, right? So he's Anthony Burrell.
Burrell, the twat. Burrell. I'm going to kill you, Tony. This whole time I've been saying Anthony Burrell.
No.
And he's never corrected me.
That's just because he's a lovely guy.
No, he's a twat. Fella. No, he's a twat. He'll be smiling. I love Tony.
So his name Burrell is what my name actually is, Turrell, right? But when my dad became a fireman, there was a boxer called Ernie Tyrell, and he sort of flipped the pronunciation. So I've only ever known Jimmy Turrell, but when he was a kid, my dad was a kid, he was Jimmy Turrell. So Turrell Burrell. When we did the collab, I was going to say that to Tony. Can we make that rhyme? And I never got round to it.
Oh, you didn't pluck up the courage.
Yeah, maybe it was that.
Yeah, maybe. I'm sure he would have loved it.
Yeah.
Now, this is the spark. This is our bonus episode after we've had the lovely chat. And if you haven't heard Jimmy talk through his career and all sorts of fascinating stuff, I mean, we spent a good while talking about random creepy men from our youth, didn't we?
Yeah, just strange, weird people on estates looking at clocks and trapping you in corners.
Absolutely, yes, Random Man. And that was on Monday. So if you want to check that out, it's available now wherever you get your podcasts. Oh my God, it's almost like I've been doing this for 5-6 years.
It is, man. Incredible.
Yeah, getting there. Very pro.
Total
Just
expert.
keep saying everyone's names wrong. So we're going to ask you some questions. You've chosen these, so I'm not putting you on the spot.
Yeah.
So we can get to know you a little bit better, Jimmy.
Remember them.
Well, here we go. Here's the first one.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. This is really interesting. This always surprises me. What's the smallest thing that instantly improves your work day?
This is a bit boring, but it's and I don't do it enough. But if I exercise, I have to go for a walk in the mornings, or just I've got a little Peloton in my garage. That kind of stacks things sideways rather than on top of each other, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I find like that the endorphins or the dopamine or whatever you get a hit off, like just movement makes everything better. If I've got a hangover or whatever in the studio, the work's never good, man. Do you know what I mean? It's always it's a struggle. So I think through the week I try and nail at least a little bit of exercise in the morning, and then it just makes us more creative. There's no other way of putting it,
Are you an early riser, or are we talking like 5 a.m, 6 a.m, go out and watch the sunrise?
You know what? I'm not a great sleeper. I probably tops I get 6 hours. So that means I'm actually late to bed and early up. Crazy.
Are you on your phone? You're on Instagram, aren't you, on those short-term?
No, yeah, I've done all of that kind of digital cleansing and all that malarkey. Yeah, the phone's not in my bedroom anymore. Everything's out, and I just read a Kindle and all that. But I'm just wired. I just wake up. I've got restless leg syndrome, so I wake up weird energy inside of it.
Weighted blanket. That's what you need.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never heard that one.
Weighted blanket, but you need a summer one now because it's getting warm again.
So what's that then? What's a weighted blanket?
It does exactly what it says on the tin.
What else would it be?
for restless legs, because I obviously went through a back injury, so I had a little bit of that. So
Did you?
I feel yeah. So it's it just weighs your body down, and it sort of helps. Apparently, it's really good for helping just calm the nerves down.
Yeah, I've just got that, like, I feel like there's just electricity inside of us, and it's just like, it's really, if I jump in the shower, I'll have a shower, sometimes I can go back to sleep, but like, on the whole, I have to get up and just do a little run or have a walk, you know what I mean? And then I'm like primed for the studio actually then.
Were you always like this? Were you like this at uni?
Nah, not really.
Where's that come from then?
Don't know, man. It's just sort of late. I think your sleep gets worse later as you get older. Do you not think?
Yeah, we're gonna become skinny again, aren't we? We're gonna be like, our necks are gonna sort of like go forward, and we're gonna just be a mess. You know, it's so funny. Well, like, fingers crossed. But I was doing some filming yesterday, and I think Jack, who is a brilliant filmmaker and producer, he was there, bless him. And I was showing one of these lovely people how to build a strong core. She was like, "What's a bird dog?" So I was on the floor showing her how to do a bird dog. What's a
Pilates,
basically all that kind of stuff to build a strong body. Yeah. And then they were like, "So you hurt your back?" And then later on they were like, talking about chairs, and I was like, "Oh yeah, because I had a neck injury when I was 23. I did a bungee jump," and they were like, "What the? You are falling apart."
Nice,
I said,
man.
"Yep, yeah." So I'm like, if you've got any problems with your neck or your back, I'm your woman. I know how to fix it all.
You know what gets you out of it? Weights, man.
Weights, I love them.
Yeah. It's amazing for your back. I had back, like, I didn't have anything what you've got, you know what I mean? But as soon as I started doing weights, just click. And I've got a stand-up desk, so this rises up. So I shouldn't be tapping the table, but that was meant at that time.
What chair have you got, my love?
I've got a purposely really uncomfortable chair.
Let's have a look. Oh, okay.
Like an old 60s school chair.
I've got this.
Oh, that's nice.
It's like, so basically it's, what is it again? It's a Caprisco hag. Yeah. And so it is deliberately uncomfortable. So you fidget and you move around and you don't sit down.
I've made it deliberately uncomfortable, so I never sit down. Do you know what I mean? No, honestly, like, just don't sit down. Because you're smoking, like, I think it's like you're smoking 10 fags a day if you just sat down, sedentary lifestyle, you know. So just honestly, it's changed my life. Never had a back problem since.
Brilliant. You've just tuned in to the Creative Boom podcast. You thought it was about creative work, but actually it's about health and longevity and Turrell. Turrell? Damn it. Next time I see Tony, I'm going to kill him. Yeah, okay. What's a project you said yes to and immediately regretted? Now be careful. There's a thing called defamation.
This is a matter, man, because it was. I was so glad I knocked it back. Weirdly enough, a guy I used to play football with, really nice kid called Adi. He got me involved with this project, and I was buzzing. It was canny old wedge, and I was right in, and it was for Davidoff. And so I was like, "Oh, this is amazing, man!" So he sends us the templates and stuff, and I've never been that good with, like, you know, technical templates and stuff anyway. But I'm kind of like 3 days into this commission. It was all like kind of, what he wanted was like a kind of postmodern, almost a bit like Memphis-y style 80s vibe, you know, like dots and colours and stuff like that. And he's like, we're trying to get, like, you know, under 25s into the brand sort of thing. So I was like, okay, so I'm working on this thing. And I'm dropping like the textures and the type and stuff on the top, and I'm thinking, this is like a weird shaped aftershave box, you know? So I phones him up the same day, and I'm like, "Hey, what's the crap with, it's like, it feels different, this, you know what I mean?" He's like, "Well, it's basically it's only being marketed in Russia and Thailand, and it's like I said, it's to get young people into the brand, you know what I mean?" I was like, "All right." And I said, but the packaging, and it's strange. And he says, "Well, that's where the cigarettes come out of." Do you know what I mean?
What?
And I'm like, "Whoa, how dare?" And Davidoff is a cigarette brand. I didn't realise. I thought, well, you know, Davidoff Cool Water, that's all you ever see at Christmas, you know, the adverts for it.
Oh,
and my whole family have died of lung cancer, basically. You know what I mean? Anybody in the north, everybody's smoking, you know what I mean, from that generation.
Awful. So
I was like, "Bro, I'm going to have to bail on this, man." I said, I can't do it, you know. Well, no, but we've signed you up and all that. I said, "No, but I thought it was aftershave. I didn't realise it was fags."
You thought it was going to be, you know, some lovely scent, not the waft of...
But just the idea that we're trying to attract young people into it was just even darker, you know, just by making it colourful.
100%, like the alcohol industry in the 90s for
man.
us.
Isn't it weird though? I've done stuff for like beer companies and stuff before, and probably out of the two, if you look, do you know what I mean, which one's actually more harmful for families and, you know, all of that malarkey. I'm just being truthfully and being honest. Would I do something for a beer band? Maybe it's because I have a pint. I don't smoke or something like that. But it's just the effect that smoking per se has had on my family that I was
and
just
other people. I think it's quite. I mean, I know that they say booze is can be passed on as well in terms of violence and all the rest of it.
But, of course.
Gosh.
So if that was that defamation against Davidoff, I'd still like this.
No, I don't think so. I think that's more about
that Dunhill's another
your
one like
moral character. That's it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
like honestly, I think as creatives, we all have to have that difficult.
There's a lane, isn't there, for everything?
Yeah, you have to sort of say, is this right for us? Is it sort of aligned with my, and also you talk about alcohol. Professor Nutt, who worked with the government, they hired him to do a sort of, I
buy his beer.
A deep, is it the one with the...
Yeah, Gabba.
Yeah. So he did a deep dive on all drugs, and alcohol came out as the most dangerous, I think.
Absolutely the number one.
And ecstasy was the safest.
Yeah.
They didn't like it, so they sacked him.
Yeah, don't give with the truth. No. Stop with the truth.
Well, doesn't that say something about how things are funded in terms of research? Moving swiftly on before I get in trouble. If you could steal one skill from another creative discipline overnight, what would it be?
Well, I've kind of, I've tried to spread myself across many disciplines just by collaborating with people. You know what I mean? Like I was saying before, getting them to do the bits that I don't know how to do. But if I could do something, if I could have a skill, it would be to be able to make me work 3D and sculpt, to be honest. Because I'm crap with my hands. I'm like, the worst DIY guy in the world. But I'd love to make my kind of a lot of my handmade collage, which is, just let's not beat around the bush, ripping things up and sticking it down with Pritt stick. Imagine being able to use those instincts in a more sculptural manner. Mm-hmm. So, I look at like people like Cause and, how they've managed to go from just being like 2D graffiti artists to creating these huge structures, like Yorkshire Sculpture Park or wherever. Yeah. It's definitely doable, you know what I mean? Maybe more so now because of like 3D printing and stuff, but just the idea of creating something with your hands just from beginning to end, I would love to do, Maybe
you should do that then. Maybe that's next year's project.
I just know that it would just be such a mess, and I'm a messy bastard to start off with. The studio would just be chaos,
Are you? Is your
big time
studio
big
a bit
time
untidy?
It's what is it? It's organised chaos. So I know where things are basically, but my wife sometimes tidies up and I just don't know where anything is. It's like I knew where that thing was behind the thing that is behind the other thing, sort of thing. So.
Yeah, fair enough. It's how you work. It's
and sometimes I'll be looking for a specific bit of source material from some old magazine, some Swedish sewing magazine that I found in Oxfam, and when I'm doing that, that'll be lying on top of something else, like a Dazed and Confused cover from the 90s, and you get that weird thing where you're getting like different decades clashing together, and it's kind of, you get this third strange meaning which comes out of the juxtaposition of those two things, So by keeping it untidy, I actually get really inspired,
Yeah. Can I ask a really dumb question?
Yeah.
And remember, I'm not an artist. I'm just a journalist that ended up doing a platform for creativity. And I feel like I've learned a little bit along the way. But when you're using materials to create your artworks, mm-hmm. how is that not just using somebody else's sort of creativity?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, is it a stupid question? Is there sort of like a copyright clause that allows you to be creative and create your new kind of thing with a different medium?
Well, I mean, what I would say is to that is we're all, no art is created in a vacuum in a way. We're all influenced by different stuff, and what I try and do is, it's getting back to that idea of juxtaposition, is to try and take like disparate imagery and to give it a new meaning, whether that's a contemporary meaning or by just by putting those two things together, you get like a third way in a way.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, the copyright aspect of it. But if I'm finding some old sewn manual, like I bought 1,000 books online. I bought a job lot of 1,000 vintage books.
Wow.
And this truck arrives outside my house. It's my ex-girlfriend. I think that might have been one of the reasons that we split up, to be honest. But I went in this tiny flat in London.
Oh,
yeah,
dear.
exactly. And I just went through these books. So some of it was like I say, from stuff from the 80s, other stuff from like 1920s onwards. And I feel like I'm giving stuff a new life in a way. Like that stuff was, I actually spoke to the guy and he was going to dump the lot on a skip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I came and kind of rescued it in a way, shall we say.
Yeah.
In terms of like copyright, I'm careful, if you're working for a big brand or you're working for an advertising agency or whatever, everything has to be cleared. But if it's something that's self-initiated or if it's a one-off, I mean, if you look at Warhol and people like that, they were clashing things together and it was like they were one-off pieces, that he would sell on. So I think it's, I think there's some rule with collage, I think it's like the 25% rule or something like that, is that as much as you can change it, if there's 25% of it that is changed enough, or you've changed the kind of composition enough, then it's okay, But I think with Instagram, stuff like that, check this one. I know a guy who was only cutting up Dior, old Dior mags. And I even went, when I was in London, I even went to like, D&AD workshops on copyright and what not to do and all that. And this guy was cutting up these Dior mags. His work's beautiful, was stunning.
Yeah. And
he gets an email from Dior one day. He gets a DM from them. And he was just like, we're chatting. He's like, oh, it's just shit me, say. And I was like, oh, what's happening here? And they were like, we want to hire you, You know what I mean? So it's became a bit like the Wild West a little bit with Instagram.
Yeah.
People are just putting up things that inspire them or whatever. And that guy's creating that stuff as one-off pieces. So I think, all of that kind of went out the window a little bit. And I would never, I would never use a photographer's work or whatever,
No.
if it wasn't cleared. But like, if it's just for sketchbook stuff, I think that's fine.
Brilliant. I've just always wanted to know. It's just really interesting. Okay, that's cleared that up. I feel informed. What's your weirdest creative habit or ritual that you swear by?
I've got a bit of with the chaos in my studio and with the fact that I collect so much source material, I have to have some structure within that. And what I mean by that is if I'm like, just about to start on a project and I've got like, 50 drawers of different material in front of it, you can get a bit overawed and it actually becomes constrictive in a way, having that much stuff to look at. So I've got this thing where I don't know, I can send you a picture of this, but I've got all my drawers have got numbers on.
Wow.
And some of them are kind of, like I say, there's like one drawer is just full of stickers. There's 670 stickers. Another one's stamps. Another one is sometimes it's material, so it's scalpels and stuff like that. And then there's other stuff which is like old time Life magazines. And what I do is I roll dices. So I'll roll a dice and 3 times, and then I'll end off with that number. So I'll end up working with box number 3, box number 6, and that's the only ones you can use. So you have to come up with stuff out of those 3 boxes, which means it constrains you, but it also makes you more inventive in a way, because you have to get round it, and it doesn't feel like you're kind of you've got Pandora's box in front of you, which I think can be constrictive. So it's a weird thing that I do, but it can be really helpful.
Brilliant. Oh, that's so interesting. I feel like a studio tour's on the horizon.
Well, I've started doing workshops with that exact way of doing it, you know what I mean? So I'll just bring, for a Birmingham Design Festival, I did that down there. I just did your favourite album cover, but you have to recreate it out of these things.
Oh, God, that's so good. What was your favourite album cover? My
favourite album cover is a bit weird because it's not it's not the best bit of art ever, but it's something that my dad gave us when I was a kid, and it's Disraeli Gears by Cream. So Eric Clapton's band when he was one of his first projects, and it's neon. It's like one of the first neon album covers, like 1967, something like that. It's beautiful, kind of very intricate Victoriana sort of style. When the hippies were getting into Victorian stuff, basically, it's the vibe on it. Yeah, it was. My mum was into all of that stuff. Yeah, like Bieber, that sort of vibe. You know what I mean?
It's a beautiful like genre, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, swirly carpets and what were those like powdered coloured bonbons? They always had those in my house.
Yeah.
The pink
and kind
ones.
of flapper-esque sort of vibes, you know?
Yeah.
When you're looking back.
Oh, now this is a good one. So speaking of homes, if you could host a dinner party with two people, dead or alive, and I think you might have mentioned them in our Monday's episode, who's coming and why?
I would say, it's a bit of a weird one being an English person saying this, but Maradona was always a hero without any of the hand of God stuff. I've always been obsessed with like...
He's a great footballer.
He's just incredible, man. But like, you know, a bit of a tortured genius in a way as well, you know, kind of, you know, had so much talent, but like, you know, the other end of the scale, you know, he was probably an addict or whatever. And the other one would be Barney Bubbles, who was maybe in a similar vein, you know, was kind of lived life on both ends of the scale, burnt the candle both ends sort of thing. So I think Barney Bubbles, because he was analog as well, and he was like, he almost created like digital looking covers just by using a scalpel and just, you know, hand-eye coordination sort of thing. So but it's just his knowledge of like design history and fine art and, you know, all of the other stuff, you know, his history per se. He just did so many diverse things. So he would do like something for like Ian Jury, you know, like kind of proto-punk stuff, but then would do something like a bigger album, you know, Led Zeppelin and stuff like that. So I think Hawkwind and all that stuff that he did.
Hawkwind,
you know, kind of prog rock stuff, which I was never into that sort of music, but like the album covers always drew us in a way. So them two, I think you could have a good old. You could get on it a little bit with them, I think.
What would you cook for them?
Snails, man, of course.
Snails.
Straight off the street.
Oh my goodness me! Like, well, I appreciate the honesty.
Yes, it's got to be.
I was in a sort of house, and this was in. I'm flicking through my notes because I'm trying to find last week's guest's question, because we do this chain reaction where we basically ask each guest a question from the previous week from the previous guest, and I can't bloody remember what James Martin asked. I think it was something like, if you could be...
James Martin, the chef?
No.
Is he the Saturday morning kitchen? He called James Martin.
I saw him once.
He's like, why are you cooking escargot?
Oh, I love it. That's brilliant. No, it's the graphic designer. The graphic designer. So he's one of these amazing people that he's been running a successful design business, but he's absolutely run with the Instagram and the TikTok, I think, and he's turned himself into a, you know, famous creative, and he's doing really, really well from it.
Are you seeing a lot of that, Katie? Like, because I'm not on TikTok. I just think it would be like...
Oh, I tried.
Yeah, man. It's a rocky road, isn't it?
It's a rocky road. I mean, Instagram I'm on, and I've just started to do reels and videos and things like that. Yeah. We reenacted a Beastie Boys music video the other day.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to do another one tomorrow as well.
Wow. Which one?
Sabotage.
Oh, you've done Sabotage. What you did, you've already did Sabotage.
No, we just did. Which one did we do?
Sabotage is a lot, man. You've got to get a car and everything, you know what I mean?
Well, we've got it all sorted. We've got a shoot list, and we're going to be doing it around Huddersfield. So if you want to come and join us, you need to get some aviator sunglasses, a tie, a white shirt, and a mullet wig.
It's one of the best videos of all time.
It's brilliant. Incredible. Actually very easy to reenact, so it'll be fine. Yeah. Just lots of dodgy cop stuff, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Leaning around, kind of being on the corner of a building and leaning around and talking into your smartphone.
It's a bit Starsky and Hutch, isn't it, the whole thing?
I think so, yeah. I think it'll be good. Now then, the lovely James asks, if you could be any zoo animal, what would you be and why? And tell us what the ability of said zoo animal would appeal to you the most. So it's like a 3-part question. I
mean, I'd like to say like something cool, like a leopard or a puma, something like that, you know, but the monkeys seem to have a good time, man.
Yeah.
Chucking shit at each other, just chilling, you know, especially the gorillas, I think. Gorillas, they're the kings of the castle sort of thing. And I don't know, they just seem like, they're kind of they throw the weight around a little bit, but they seem to chill a lot of the time.
You just basically want to be you want to have like put 10 t-shirts on, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Back to cream, getting a cream bit rugby shirt on top. What a cringe.
Oh dear. Have you managed to build any muscles? My power move is an Arnie press. That one.
A little bit, tiny.
Yeah, my muscles are getting.
You're ripped.
I am
Hardcore.
ripped. Yeah, you should see
Hardcore.
my stomach. It's amazing, and my butt. Oh dear. And before I make this any more inappropriate, thank you so much. I need to ask you, what's your question for the next guest, which I think at this point is going to be the gorgeous Zoe Hitchen, who is a photographer, but who she is, your question should not matter. I don't know why. I went into Moira then from Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
Tell us your question for the next week's guest.
Since we've been talking about food so much, if she had to pick one country, one nation's food to take on a desert island for the rest of her life, what would it be and why?
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, she'll love that. That's brilliant. And she's just down the way in Yorkshire, so...
it's going to be... She's going to go full British then, isn't she? She's going to be puddings on the island.
Possibly, but I think she's from Lancashire. She's from Lancashire.
Lancashire girl. All right, in Pontefract, Kate, is that still Yorkshire?
I don't know where she's based, somewhere. She's in a lovely little idyll.
Eccles Cake.
That's the one.
Yeah, maybe that. All right, I'm not prejudging you, but let's see.
Let's see what she has to say. Well, thank you so much for your time, Jimmy. This has been absolutely magical.
Really good fun.
All right, love. You take care.
Nice one, mate. See you later.
Thanks to Adobe Acrobat Studio for sponsoring this episode. Head to the link in the show notes to find out more.